While enjoying a quiet dinner, Driver and Betty were suddenly approached by a rough-looking guy with one eye. He started throwing attitude, trying to stir up trouble. The couple didn't respond, hoping he'd go away, but he just got more obnoxious, asking if they were deaf or too stuck up to speak.
I think they're fucking mutes.
Are you moving?
Relocating.
Traveling with all your worldly belongings? The way I see it, your girlfriend looks at me like I'm the unsavory type.
Please, we don't want any trouble.
Look, just forget it, okay?
Betty stayed calm and said they weren't looking for problems, but the guy grabbed her hand anyway. That's when Driver instinctively reached for a knife on the table. Betty yanked her hand back and gave Driver a subtle signal to stay cool. She told him, "Don't. You're not like him. I can tell." Before things escalated further, the thug's boss finally stepped in, apologized for the mess, and pulled him away. It looked like that was the end of it, but it wasn't. On the drive, as Driver blacked out, he caught a glimpse. It was the same thug. Turned out they had unknowingly tangled with a local gang. A short while back, this gang had broken into a mansion. But things went south fast when the family came home early and called the cops. One of the...
Put some muscle in.
You gotta be kidding.
Trouble! Trouble!
Their leader lost it. He never wanted murder on their record. He beat Flynn half to death to send a message, but Flynn clearly didn't care. That same night, after killing a family, he went back out looking for more trouble. And that's when he messed with Driver. Driver woke up tied to a chair in some sketchy warehouse, Betty tied up beside him. A muscular guy walked in, knife to Betty's throat, demanding Driver's bank card code. But Betty stared straight at Driver, calm, and said, "I've made my choice. I can't keep living like this. Forgive me. Being with you was the best part of my life." Then she slit her own throat before anyone could stop her.
I'll see you in the next life.
I said, shut up.
Betty, don't. No! You're dead, fucker.
That's what you people never heard of zip ties.
Meanwhile, Flynn was going through Driver's car and made a shocking discovery. A young blonde girl locked in the trunk. She was terrified and begged them to run. "You don't get it," she cried. "He's going to kill you all. Please just call the cops." But criminals don't call the cops. When the team couldn't reach the big guy at the warehouse, they sent Denny and Tamara to check on him. They arrived. They knew instantly they had picked the wrong fight. They threw the body in a car and rushed back to their boss. Back at the hideout, the gang was watching the news. The girl in the trunk was Emma, a kidnapped high school student. The news said there had been a massacre at a party and Emma was the only one missing. Her memories came rushing back. She tried over and over to escape Driver, but he always caught her. That... She carved letters into the bark, later used by investigators who confirmed she was still alive based on blood traces. Her rich parents offered a $2 million reward for her safe return. Flynn was immediately interested, but the boss stayed cautious. "Anyone who can kill that many people alone isn't someone you chase," he warned. Right then, Denny and Tamara returned with a dead body. The boss swore revenge, furious to see one of his strongest guys slaughtered. They put the body in storage and planned to bury it the next day. But the next morning, something unthinkable happened.
Man who did this doesn't forget.
Why are we the ones moving them all over this fucking country?
Emma learned then that Betty was gone. She stared coldly at the gang and said, "You people have no clue what you've unleashed." She made her move, knocking out several of them with ease and bolting for the door.
Stop! Or it'll be your brains running down those stairs.
Still, Emma froze in fear. She nearly lost control of her bladder. Well, guess now's a good time to run. While he's busy slaughtering all of you, she whispered to herself. Driver, meanwhile, walked calmly to a pond, washed the blood off, and opened his trunk. Inside was a deadly stash of weapons, guns, knives, and gear like a walking arsenal. The gang boss, not realizing what he was up against, loaded up and went after him with his crew.
Nobody's hanging back. We're hunting this motherfucker, and we're... Bitch. If she moves, waste her.
Fucker! Come on, fuck!
Sam!
The fuck are you?
Get back in!
Flynn and his crew came barreling out of the house, shooting like crazy into the trees. But Driver had more surprises waiting. More traps went off, forcing them to scramble back inside. Emma just stood there, watching it all unfold, her heart pounding. She knew they were outmatched, like clueless prey about to get eaten alive. Then, out of nowhere, the front of the house exploded. Flynn, clearly shaken, turned on Emma. What does this lunatic even want? Who is he? She stared him down. He wants you stuck in here. He's smarter than you think. If you want a shot at staying alive, do exactly what I tell you. Elsewhere, Driver had the gang leader strung up like a piece of meat, literally hanging him above an industrial grinder. The guy went from shouting threats to begging for his life in seconds. After confirming who was still alive inside, Driver flicked the switch and turned the man into minced flesh. Emma, meanwhile, was spiraling into another dark memory. Back when Driver had first snatched her, he twisted her mind until she relied on him for everything. At one point, he even slit his own throat in front of her, just to see if she'd help or run. Every woman he'd ever been with was really a prisoner. He tortured them physically and mentally until they gave in. Betty was one of them. She eventually realized Driver's real obsession was with Emma, the girl he kept locked in the trunk. That realization broke her, and she took her own life. Back in the house, the 5 remaining gang members were panicking. Someone mentioned calling the cops, but no one had signal. Clearly Driver's doing. Another said they should just run, but Flynn wasn't ready to face Driver head-on. Right then, they heard something outside. When they checked, they found a sack swinging from a tree with their boss's ring attached. Flynn kicked it in anger, and out spilled a shredded, bloody mess that used to be their leader. Denny, still hurt, made a choice. If we stay here, we're dead anyway. Might as well try something. He grabbed the car keys and started fixing the busted vehicle. His girlfriend insisted on going with him. But just as they finished, Driver showed up, slammed Denny's face into the hot engine, and nearly finished him off. His girlfriend bolted, screaming, into the woods. Driver chased after her, calm and smiling. Inside, the others heard her screams and figured it was their chance to escape. They rushed to the car, found Denny barely breathing. Flynn thought about ending it for him, but Tamara lashed out. In the end, they threw him in the car and drove off. The girlfriend kept running, desperate to survive, but Driver shot her in the chest. Gasping, she asked why he was doing all this. He looked down at her and said, I sculpt my body to perfection, but you? You're just unlucky. Then his tracker beeped, and he walked away without another word. She crawled onto the road, thinking she'd made it, but one of Driver's men plowed into her with a car. That was the end of her. Flynn didn't care. He dumped Denny at a hospital and disappeared into a cheap motel. The owner noticed Flynn's cold look and the stolen credit card, so he let him check in, but quietly called the cops. While Tamara was in the shower, Flynn sat outside, talking to Emma. He threatened her to stay quiet and demanded a $5 million ransom from her dad. But while they were busy talking, Driver crept into the motel through the bathroom window. Back in the room, Flynn was about to act on Emma when a knock interrupted him. It was the police. Flynn opened the door, then instantly shot the officer dead. Panicking, he ran to Tamara's room, only to find her already dead. Emma bolted. Flynn raised his gun, ready to shoot, when a cop car smashed into him, sending him flying. The driver stepped out. It was Driver. Emma froze in horror. Furious, she pulled a hidden pistol and fired repeatedly. Driver dodged every bullet, waiting patiently. Once she ran out of ammo, she turned and ran, ending up in a warehouse. Driver followed closely. She grabbed a steel pipe, and he climbed on top of a car, staring her down. I'm done running, Emma said. Then come get me, Driver replied. She charged, hit him with the pipe, knocking him flat. He didn't fight back. But when she went in for another blow, Driver spotted Flynn aiming a gun. He pushed Emma aside, taking a hit to the chest, his vest saving him. Flynn aimed again, but Driver grabbed the gun, pulled out a hidden blade, and lunged. Flynn, desperate, fought back, but he didn't stand a chance. He grabbed a gun off the floor, but Emma slammed him with the pipe. She picked up the gun and pointed it at both of them. "Enough," she shouted. Driver stepped toward her. "Do it. Pull the trigger." She hesitated. He moved faster, grabbed the gun. "You can't kill me, Emma," he whispered, stabbing her in the stomach. He pulled a tracking chip from inside her. "You're free now." Then, turning to Flynn, he shot him in the head. Cut to the hospital. Denny was alive, recovering. A man in a doctor's coat walked in and leaned over. "No one walks away," he whispered, and ended Denny's life on the spot. Outside, the media celebrated the rescue of Emma, who had been missing for 8 months. But as she was wheeled inside, she spotted someone outside, Driver. He gave her a chilling grin. No, he never let her go. That smirk said everything. Like Betty before her, it was only a matter of time before she went right back to him. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Your support helps the channel grow and keeps the content coming. Turn on the bell icon so you never miss an upload. See you in the next one.